So, uh, this this was your idea, Bill, where it goes using these pillars, these support beams, to make these very top ones, which were very red. They didn't fall down, but uh, they were that color where if you added one more, that one more would always fall. So, and now they're not the best. I think this is the best green because this is foundational, and then this is the green, and this color is one away. But it's made, I think, in part possible because this first beam is blue. It's foundational, so that's only 1, 2, and then this is only 3 away. So this is the regular green, and then I think this is the next. So the next after this one would be yellow. And so, anyway, I think what I've decided is when you're building these foundational beams here, I don't know if I need these. I'm not really using these, I don't think. But what I did was you can see these horizontal beams around the outside, and when I leveled the ground and first put them in, what I did was I put let me get I put in, you can see them here, I think. This is I put in the half height 4x4 in the ground first. And then you can see here, the horizontal beam, it notches in, sort of. It melds, you can see it's melding in. So part of this beam, so this is the center, this beam and this beam and this beam, they're all sort of, they're not stacked on top of each other, they're all kind of meeting, if you follow me. And in addition to that, I brought the ground up with the hoe so that it's actually touching the beams. And so I think that made these cross beams here, these horizontal beams, foundational. And the reason why I think that is a good thing is because I already have it here, right, with the small 2x2. Yikes! It's starting to rain. Can't close the door when you have the hammer out. So this is a long beam, and you can see the ground comes up and touches these two, and then where these two beams meet, I think there's a half height one underneath these two horizontal beams, and then there's this full size beam on top, and it's joined in that way here. You know, you put two beams, like these two beams these are just stacked. They're not sort of joined. Whereas this beam is actually halfway through where these two beams meet, and that communicates the foundation upward. So that makes this whole pillar foundational, just like this one is, and I suspect the one underneath it. So the ground makes this pillar foundational because it's touching it. The ground makes this because the ground is touching that. And then this beam sort of, like I said, it half joins the other one. It's not stacked like this one is joined. So then this one becomes blue and foundational. That makes this one the next green one. And these three are also joined in the same way. This one is just stacked on top of this one, but this one is joined into this one. So this one and this one and this one, these three here, have the same amount of support from this pillar, because these two join. This one is just stacked on top, but this one joins in, and so it communicates the support to these three. And then these are just one, so it's foundational 1, 2, 3, and then this one would be a bad color, except it's supported by 1, 2, 3 in the same way. The color changes right there. 1, 2, color changes right there. 3, 1, 2, color changes right there. So if this beam isn't here, this turns orange. And I think this beam supports this one, this beam supports that one. And I'm not sure. Anyway, without this beam here, this one, so the secret is to put one in here, at least at this height, put this one in here, and then you can support, so all these are, wow, look at it come down. Glad I built a house. So that's what I wanted. So making the foundation and then putting beams in between them communicates. This is a whole beam, this is a whole beam, this one is exactly in the center, so it would go right there. I can show it to you because I can do it. Look, where's I think I got wood left. Use this big piece. Can you see, like, so here here the beam is just, it's all the way down. There it is. There it is. See? So you can see here when I put it here how it's halfway into those two beams that it's sitting on. Whereas here it's just sitting on top of them. So when you make that join, so this is, that one's green, but when I put it here, it's blue. That's, yeah? That's it. That's the thing. So this beam, you're cheating, you're making this beam foundational, which means the one on top is not, whereas if I just put a beam on top of this one and then up there, I'd be one back, I'd be having an extra one and it'd still be yellow. I think. Okay, that's it. But when you're laying it out, it's probably simplest to put the half heights in, the half vertical heights, and then have the two horizontal 4x4s meet them in that halfway thing I just demonstrated. And then when you raise up the dirt to the level of the 4x4s, it kind of doesn't matter about the other one down below, I don't think, because they're now foundational. The horizontal ones are front. But it's easier to lay it out that way and then bring up the ground so that way you can have the ground be rough. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's impossible to make perfect because this game is not into that. You can't just level ground. You have to. It's like you get dandelions this way too. Which I can pick, I think. No, can't pick. The only other thing that really turned out, I don't know what's going to happen, but I kind of ended up putting this cross beam up here, this X. I love these windows. I like them so much I moved the door from the middle over to here so I could look out the windows better. Then when the door's open, it just kind of sits on the side there and it kind of becomes an extra window, sort of. But one of the things I liked about this house was that the sun comes up here and you can look out and see the ocean here, and I really dig it. This other end, I don't know, I might leave it this way. I have to bring in the work shed and everything. I'm probably just going to go to bed. Wow, things look really swampy. Alright, man. That's it. This tip here is the one that I wanted to communicate to you. If you decide to try this, level the ground as best you can, put the half-height vertical beams in, and then rest two beams on top. And it looks ridiculous and redundant, but after you've got it going, you can just raise up the ground so that it touches the beams wherever you, and then anything you put in between two beams is, you get that extra foundation. Alright, man, take care, bye.